Alright everybody, in Worldwide Greekland, on behalf of myself and Worldwide Greeks, I'd like to welcome Mr. Yanni Pappas to Boston and to thank him for giving us this opportunity to interview him. How's it going today?
Good, man. Thanks for having me, boss.
Thanks for coming. Gonna start off with asking about Mr. Panos. Obviously the whole Greek community knows you as Mr. Panos from that YouTube sensation. Where did that character stem from, beside the typical Greek father?
Yeah. Oh man, it's funny. Like my mother, my mother is she was born in Crete, so she's from Crete, and she goes to like a lot of those Greek events, and she brought back like one of the gift bags, and the gift bag was like a DVD about the Battle of Crete, of course, talking about how brave the Cretans were, and she brought back those two flags that you see hanging in the background. So, me and my buddy, we've been shooting short films. I've been doing comedy for a couple of years, and I just had the idea based on the flags. And then the character just came out. It was like a combination of every Greek I've ever met. The clutching of the heart is my mother. I mean, ironically, it's a woman. She, that's how, whenever I would do something she didn't like, she would clutch her heart and say she was going to have an attack.
Trying to scare you out of it.
Yeah, I mean, if you think about it, that's the best way to control somebody, is guilt. Especially if it's your mother, like, you don't want your mother to die.
It's the Greek guilt.
Yeah, so it's a lot of it is actually my mother, to be honest with you. And also there was this one time I went to Greece, and there was this Greek waiter. I was with my brother and father, and we had this Greek waiter, and he just started regaling us with all these conspiracy theories that he had. And I was just fascinated listening to him, and he's getting all passionate like we do, And so it's a little bit it's kind of like
it's a grab bag.
Yeah, it's a grab bag of a lot of different people, I think. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But that's not all you do. You perform stand-up regularly across the country. That's not related to pointing out the foibles of Greeks. You're actually...
I like how he's just reading it straight up. He's like, so, Yanni Pappas, welcome to Boston. Foibles. That's not a conversational word.
I could.
No, go for it. Yeah, foibles. Got it.
Thanks for throwing me under the bus, but I digress. You actually were featured on the I'm Rich Bitch comedy tour with Donnell Rawlings and Charlie Murphy.
Yeah.
For those that don't know who they are, or what that is, it's a tour that featured the Chappelle Show cast.
Yeah.
How'd you hook up with them and get into that?
When I first started doing comedy, Donnell Rawlings, he played Ashy Larry on the show. He was one of the cast members. He really took me under his wing, and he took me on the road, and I would open for him, and he got me a bunch of background roles on the Chappelle Show. So the tour was actually his idea, him and Charlie, and so they took me, and I would just do short sets opening for him. So he took me to a bunch of cities, and it was fun because those guys were super famous at that time, especially Charlie Murphy. So everywhere we went, people would just. I remember one time we were in St. Louis. I was just walking with me and Charlie in the mall, and people would just Charlie Murphy, Charlie Murphy, fuck your couch, Charlie Murphy. And it was a good experience, man. Cause the houses were packed, and I got to see
firsthand
how big it can get.
It's funny how the reversal of roles with him and his brother, though.
Yeah. He's he's been at it. He's older than us. He's got to be he probably says he's 26, but he's got to be 73. I don't know. He's been around, but he's been around trying to break in for a while. And obviously, Dave gave him that opportunity on the Chappelle Show.
Right. Yeah, the show was a success, and you reap the benefits, which is great.
Yeah. And Donnell's still a really good friend of mine. He's a comic to check out. If you want to check out a funny comic, Donnell Rawlings. One of the best live comics. I mean, you can't not move in your seat laughing. It's so funny.
And you're also going on tour with him, correct?
No, we're not going on tour. He's in L.A. now. I'm based out of New York, but I'm going on tour myself to Europe next week. Yeah, for a month.
Well, best of luck with that.
Thanks.
Now, beyond the stand-up, though, you also have collaborated with director Jesse Scudero and founded Ditch Films.
Yeah, Jesse Scudero, we grew up together. That's Jesse behind the camera. So he directs all the stuff we shoot, and he also collaborates on the writing. So it's great.
Now, and you've also done some films that have been featured in festivals. Can you tell us some of the titles, where we can find them?
You can find if you just go to YouTube Facebook.com/ditchfilms. That's everything. We just throw everything we've ever done up there. But we have a website, ditchfilms.com, and I actually just starred in a feature film that is kind of making the rounds in the festival circuit now, called King of B. I don't know what's going to happen to it, but it's really good. The director's great. His first film was featured in Cannes and Sundance. So this is his first feature. That was a short film. So it's called King of B. I don't know if it'll ever do anything, but
King of B?
King of B. It's about a mentally ill actor who's obsessed with Kurt Russell, and he goes crazy. It's called King of B because if you think about it, Kurt Russell's like the best B-level actor of all time. So yeah.
So you that actor?
I play that actor.
You play that actor.
Yeah.
Now, beyond all this, beyond all the comedy, you attended and graduated from American University in D.C.
Yeah.
And actually studied history and American studies.
I did, yeah.
And you got into comedy.
I got into comedy after that, yeah.
How did that come about? How'd you make that transfer?
I was always like a class clown in school. Everybody, if you look back at my yearbook, it's like he's gonna have his own show, and I got kicked out of like 3 high schools, just not for being like a bad kid, but I was always a class clown. But then I went to college. I got really into college. I went to school in D.C. and the only other thing I wanted to do at that time was to be a Secret Service agent. And then once I realized that was just to get women, I was like, it's not really a career choice. Because I just had visions of myself in Miami, just like off duty, talking to a girl at the bar, like, yeah, I'm a Secret Service agent, so.
Not so secret anymore.
Yeah. But, so yeah, man, I came back to New York. I tried stand-up. 2000 was my first show, and it felt really good. It went really well, and I just been doing it ever since. Ups and downs, just been going through it. Yeah.
Now, growing up, a lot of comedians get a lot influenced by other comedians before their time. What are the comedians that influence you?
Definitely, I have to say, first and foremost, I gotta say George Carlin. I remember before I did my first set, I caught his special called You're All Diseased. It was 1999.
Yep.
You're All Diseased. I think it's probably the best HBO hour special of all time. And I was just blown away. I didn't really know comedy that much growing up. I mean, I was always a funny kid, but I never knew comedy. And that was like the first time I was paying attention to it because I was about to do it. And I was just blown away with like how funny and powerful what you say can be. And so George Carlin's a big influence. Chris Rock's a big influence. And guys I like now, like Doug Stanhope, he's one of the best. Bill Burr, definitely one of the best. There's a lot of guys I like, but
those are the two that influence.
I think George Carlin and Chris Rock are my 2 biggest.
Any future plans? What can we expect to see from you?
We just new films, stand-up shows. That's all I really got. We're pitching a show. We're pitching Ditch TV. You never know.
Nice.
That would be like a variety sketch show. But more Panos vlogs.
Yeah,
more.
Of course.
And more films, man.
What's the thing on Funny or Die?
Funny or Die was Sneaker Keeper. And we just actually shot Sneaker Keeper 2, so there's going to be a sequel.
Okay.
So, yeah, you guys posted
Yeah.
the vlog. Yeah.
All right.
That was hilarious.
Yeah.
Well, I'd like to thank you for giving us again this
Thank
opportunity.
you guys, man.
Good luck with Ditch and Mr. Panos, and we'll have the whole Greek community behind you. Good luck tonight. I hear a little ruckus in the
Yeah, I got some people
out front,
there.
so better get out there and entertain.
Thanks, man.
Thank you.
Thanks, fellas. WorldwideGreek.com. Love it.
Can you do a soundbite as Mr. Panos?
Yeah.
For Worldwide Greeks?
Yeah. Okay, yeah. Hello, people. This is weird.
Ask them if they have any Greek flags in the back.
Whenever there's Greeks in my show, they come, they're like, what the fuck? Who are you? We didn't come to see you. Do some fucking...
This is bullshit.
Yeah, do the shit we know already. And then I'll say one line and they're like, ah! Hello, people. You're watching worldwideweb.com. We have 2 nice Greek boys here. And please, you have the internet. So listen.
Greeks invented the internet.
Greeks invented everything. So, you know these things.